This is How-Tos with Aaron, and today we're cutting a board that's too big for a table saw. This is useful if you don't have a table saw too. It's just a great way to get a perfectly straight cut. So this is my board that I'm cutting. I'm building this toy box here. And so basically the dimension I want is 13 and a half. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and mark my 13 and a half where I want. Nice and precise. I'm going to cut it with a skill saw. So what you do is you measure from your saw blade to the end of this guard, and it's good to even don't use the butt of it, but stick it past the saw blade and measure from a number on the inch line. For me, I've got 1 3/8. So I'm going to put it where I can run my saw down against this mark. I've got that measurement that I took. The good piece is on the left, the same side as this guard. Otherwise, you'd have to account for the saw blade and measure to the other side of the saw blade. In this case, measured from outside of the blade, outside of the guard, and my good piece is on the left. So from the mark that I want, 13 and a half, we're measuring using not the end of the tape measure, but a line. I just got it on the 4, it doesn't matter. And we're going to measure over that 1 3/8 of an inch that we measured on the saw. So 1 3/8. Same thing down here. One 3/8. Okay. I've got to wait so that it's going to let me hang this off the table a little bit. I'm going to take my level, put it on the second mark that I made, a couple of clamps, clamp it on the opposite side of the level, right on my mark. Same thing on this side. Keep it nice and perfect. Alright, now when I take my saw, it's going to guide me perfectly down the line that I want. It's always good to make sure you've got a nice clean level. If you've got a dirty level or any kind of bumps on it, it's going to give you trouble. But just get it right against it. Try to go nice and smooth. Keep it on the guard, kind of push it onto the level, and go through your cut. And even there I can see no blade marks. The whole thing is just flat, smooth, looks great, perfectly straight, just as straight as my level is. Two things I did was I made sure it was overhanging a little bit on both sides so that my saw was always touching it. Other than that, just make sure you got a sharp blade and you're good to go. That's how I do it, and that's how you can do it. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video so you don't miss out on other cool videos, and be blessed.